What certifications and degrees should you get to become a personal trainer?
And I try not to need you like you need me. I'm sick and tired of living in LA, where the sun is out, but there's so much change.
What up, you guys? Coming to you today with what certifications / degrees should you guys get to become a personal trainer. Now, the reason I'm making this video is because I've been getting asked this a lot by people interested in the field. So that is why I'm making these podcasts and these videos. If you guys don't know who I am, my name is Jacob McLaughlin. I am a personal trainer here in Scottsdale, Arizona. I have my degree in kinesiology and human performance. I have a bachelor's. I also am certified through the NSCA, or the National Strength and Conditioning Association, with my CPT, Certified Personal Trainer, and also my CSCS, which is Certified Strength and Conditioning Specialist. So that is my background. I've been training for about 5 years. I have worked with college athletes in the college sector. I have for strength and conditioning. I've done private sector in that as well. I've also done personal training with General Pop. I have been with, high executives to everyday soccer moms. I have also been with kids, youth athletes. So I've done about every single thing you can do in the personal training field, and I just wanted to make these videos to give you guys educational tools if you are thinking about becoming a personal trainer, or you guys are a personal trainer and you are looking what to do next in your guys' career. So again, this is just my experience, what I've learned from my journey, and then also talking to other professionals in the field. So let's get started. Going into it, what certification or degree should you guys get? So let's start with degree. What degree should you guys get to become a personal trainer? Should you guys have an associate's? Do you guys want to get a bachelor's or a master's? And this is different on every single person and what your guys' career goals are. So let me just start it off by that, because if you guys are trying to go like I was in the strength and conditioning world, I wanted to go into the college sector and eventually go into the professional, NBA, NFL, etc. If you guys are looking at that field, you guys, it's almost guaranteed you have to have a master's. It's almost the new norm now. So a bachelor's isn't good enough. So if you guys are going into that sector, just understanding everybody's pretty much going to have a master's. Most of them are going to do a graduate assistantship, and that is what they are going to look for. Again, once you have that degree, they'll also look for the certifications as like your CSCS. But if I'm talking to the average person, to the normal personal trainer who's trying to be a personal trainer, make a career out of it, my recommendations that I would tell people is to go get an associate's. And the reason why, it's cheaper. I think school prices are crazy right now. Luckily, I came out with very low prices because I was smart with my money choices of where to go, how much scholarship I got, and doing that, etc. But for most personal trainers, you're not making a lot of money when you first start out because you are grinding to build up a clientele. You're probably making a small wage. And if you guys come out with anywhere from, $20,000 to $50,000 in debt, you guys are almost screwed before you guys are started, because you guys are going to be paying that back, and that might be all you guys are making for the month if you guys are going all in on your personal training. So I don't think a bachelor's is worth it. But with that said, I do think bachelors hold a certain weight of, okay, you have a 4-year degree, you know what it takes, you went through an exercise science course and curriculum. The biggest thing I think is the anatomy. A lot of people will go into it. You can do physiology and stuff. It's at least you have the understanding, but I think you guys should at the very least be knowing your anatomy. The thing that I can't believe is how many gyms that I used to work out when I first got started, and these people were personal trainers and they didn't know anatomy. And all I mean is like the bicep. You know a bicep, right? But where does it insert at? Where does it originate at? What actions does it do? The reason to do a bicep curl is because you are going into flexion with your bicep. The bicep is going into flexion, which is the curl does it. Now that's why we would do bicep curls if we wanted to work the bicep, right? And same with like tricep. Okay, if I want to do a tricep, I'm going to do an extension movement. So just understanding that is huge. The amount of trainers that I've met and worked with that don't know that, it takes your credibility away, because I tell this to every personal trainer, you should be able to explain why you are having somebody do a movement. There has to be a reason. Just because, oh, I used to do it, doesn't work. That's like the coach saying, why are we doing sprints? Well, I did that back in the 70s. Doesn't work. So you guys need to understand why you are doing things, why you're doing movements, why you're doing exercises. Again, like, it's going to help you guys to know where the lats insert and where they originate and what actions they do to understand, okay, why you're doing a lat pull down to work your lats. I just think it's for your guys' credibility to know why you're having people do movements, understanding that, you guys could get that from an associate's, and that's where I'm going with this. I think you guys should do an associate's to just have the education, why you guys train, because an associate is normally going to be cheaper, but you guys are also going to get that education. Do I think you guys could just come out of it, get a certification, and just train on your own and do just as well? I do. As long as you guys are willing to hustle, if you come out at 18 and you guys go get a certification and you guys just wanted to go, I think it's going to be a big deal, because this is leading me into what certifications to get, because your clients are going to care to an extent, but they want to care about you as a human. They want to know that you care about them, that they like you, that they want to work out with you. That's the things that they don't talk about in college. Are you nice to other people? Are you fun to be around? That's what people are paying to be around. They want your education. So if you have the education, you have the knowledge of why you're doing stuff, it's just a perk. But for example, I know a lot of guys who have 6-year degrees, they have a master's, they have the top certifications, and they suck to be around. I don't want to be around them. Nobody's going to pay $50 to $100, $30 to $100 to just be with this person and tell them to train because they have a master's. Nobody gives a crap, to be honest. That's been my experience. Do they care that you know what you're doing? Yeah, but like I said, I know a lot of people who have very high degrees that suck as a coach because A, they don't even know how to coach someone, but B, they just don't know how to be a human being. They don't ask about their family. They don't build the relationship with somebody before they go into it. So I think that you guys should get at least some education, but I don't think getting a master's is going to put you way better than someone who got an associate's if you guys are doing personal training, because this career is all about experience. It's getting it. Now, again, if you guys are going in the strength and conditioning world, it's a different world. It's a different beast. They all are about education. You need to know this, but there's also a lot of guys who have masters who have never trained one human being before, and now they're coming out with masters in exercise kinesiology, and they're trying to do strength and conditioning, and they don't know how to coach a squat. So just understand that. So I would, if it was me talking to someone younger, I would say, hey, probably go get an associate's, but work while you're doing it. Go get it so you're not in the debt load that you guys would be if you went to another, like if you went to a bachelor's, because you're going to get the same exact classes that transfer over, but they're going to be cheaper. And if you do decide to do your degree in associates and you learn it, now you could go and get that bachelor's if you would like to, but you just saved money. Now, let's move on to the certifications, because this is the number one I get asked, what certification should I get? Just knowing the weights. Now, like I said, there are going to be ones that are going to hold different weights. For example, NASM, which everybody seems to look at, and then also like NSCA, which I was with. So NSCA is the Strength and Conditioning one, National Strength and Conditioning Association. Their weight holds pretty high in the strength and conditioning world, as you can imagine. So like your CSCS, it's got like a 52% pass rate just to pass it the first time. So it's a super complex, because they're going to get into not just the movement prep, but also like the physiology, and they're going to ask you about your actions of your muscles. They're going to ask you about stuff that's way deeper than a lot of the other ones. So if you guys are trying to go in to have a high-end degree or a high-end certification, the CSCS does hold its weight high there or up there, because you have to have a 4-year degree just to sit for it. So it holds it in that aspect. Same with NASM. I think they're working on one as well. But those are known as like some of the top ones. If you guys Googled top personal training certifications, there's going to be ones that hold more weight than the others. Some of the lower ones, like you can get online. You could go right now, Google. You can pay $50. Take a test, and it could be a yes and a no, and you fail it, and then you go back and it shows you your answers you got last time, so you know what the answer is, and you could pass it and have your certification today, print it off, and be a quote-unquote personal trainer. But that's what I'm saying, is the certifications are going to hold different weights. But I will just be honest, unless I was in the strength and conditioning field, I've never once had a client ask me, Jacob, what certification do you have? do you have a CSCS? Do you have your CPT? They don't even know. All they care about is that I'm nice, that I show up on time, that I'm friendly, and that they sweat and get a good workout. That's honestly, like, I hate to be so vague, and if that burst the bubble for most people, like, I'm sorry, but that's honestly, from my experience working with a lot of higher end clients to the average Joe, even with a lot of the the collegiate athletes, that's what they look for. Now, the strength and conditioning world is going to be a little different. They are going to, hey, you need to have a CSCS because they want the education, they want all that. That is like when you're trying to get hired and all those, education is very important to them in that field. But if you're just trying to be a personal trainer in a gym, a general gym, or you're trying to start your own business, they don't care, because one of the guys I work for, he doesn't have a degree in exercise science. It's in a different area. And just being honest, most of the people on social media, that are big fitness influencers, don't have a degree in exercise science. They don't have a huge certification, and they kill it, and they make more money than most people who have all those certifications. So again, I don't think the certification matters that much, except I do think you guys should have one that challenges you and get you guys where you feel you're ready. So for me, I was doing the CSCS because I want to do strength and conditioning. If I was to go back and do it again, would I pay the money, study time? No, because I've had people, hey, should I go get my CSCS because I know it's one of the higher end certifications? And my advice to almost everybody, unless you're going to work with professional or collegiate athletes, is no. It's a waste of money. It's a waste of time for what you guys could go and spend the same amount of time and money doing something else. And like I said, I've never once had a client doing this in 5 years, besides like the strength and conditioning ones, that I've been like, hey, what's your degree? What's your certifications? So I think that's just something to keep in mind. So my advice to you guys, when it comes to certifications, degrees for personal training, I think whatever degree that you guys feel most comfortable with, again, but I don't think if you're just going to be a personal trainer that a master's is going to hold over way more than an associate's. Now, like I said, if you're thinking about the knowledge part, yes, a master's, you're going to learn way more. You're going to know the science behind everything. But like I said, it doesn't make you a great trainer compared to if you're a person who got an associate's and you keep teaching yourself and you learn how to train every person that's different. You can be just as good as the person with the master's, or even better. So I think whatever you guys feel most comfortable, like I said, I do recommend though that you guys know the origins and insertions, or at least know where the area is. You don't have to know the general names, but at least have a general idea where they attach and insert and all that good stuff, and what actions that they do, so you can understand, okay, if I want to get flexion, I'm going to do bicep curls, right? So you guys can play with that. And then like with your certification, again, if you guys, I personally wouldn't go and just get one of them cheap over the computer ones, because again, the credibility is not the greatest. And again, if you ever wanted to write for somebody or go on, if they see you have this like bullcrap certification, it might not be as good. But again, I think if you do like, some of the examples in NASM, the NSCA are the organizations. You got ACE, you got ISSA, ACSM, all those are credible certifications that cost a decent amount of money that you guys can go and do. Some are going to be cheaper than others. Some are going to have different levels that they need for certification. But I think by the time it comes down to is, as long as you are a good trainer, you connect well with your clients, that you guys actually understand what you guys are talking about. You know the reason why you're doing exercises, and that you are friendly with everybody. You show up on time. You do the simple things. That's what makes a great personal trainer. So again, if you guys can hone your craft of just knowing the knowledge of why you're doing something, and then also just be a great trainer of, making adjustments, because the thing you're going to learn as being a personal trainer, nothing's ever perfect. You're going to write this awesome workout and someone's going to come in and be like, I'm toast today, I can't do it. And you have to, modify and make a new one. So hope this helped. If you guys have any questions or comments, please put it in the comment below. Also, you guys, please press that like and subscribe button. If you guys would like to ask any more questions, you can also hit me up over on Instagram at Jacob McLaughlin Fitness, or JM_fitness1 is my handle. So again, I hope this was helpful. Again, I'm not saying that I know everything. This is just my experience that I've seen and what I would be telling someone that asked me for my suggestions. So hope this was helpful, and I will see you guys on the next one.